Selling an estate house is tough enough, but when you have to sell the contents along with the house, it can be a very overwhelming challenge. I'm going to give you 5 things that you really must never do when you're liquidating in a house if you're an executor or administrator. Number one, don't just call auction companies. They'll just come in, sell what they can, because what they can sell is all the good stuff. They can make a fortune and leave you with the house that's still full of stuff that you need to pay somebody to clean out, at a cost, of course. Speaking of auction houses, the second biggest mistake executors make is trying to hire an auction specialist. Many executors will call in an auction house that specializes in paintings, one that specializes in china, one that specializes in antiques. The problem with that is, once again, they're just picking through the good stuff and leaving the bad stuff, charging high fees, and you're making pennies on the dollar. Unless you have a rare collection, don't do this for your regular household items. The third biggest mistake executors and administrators make is giving items to family or taking them for themselves, and then just trying to sell the rest. First thing to understand that if it's not in the will, you can't decide to do it on your own. If something's not covered in the will, or there is no will, you should protect yourself if you're going to do this by having all the heirs agree to what's being given to who. I'm not an attorney, but I have seen people remove executors and sue them for doing things outside the scope of the will where the other heirs didn't agree. Yard sales. Just like an auction, you're getting pennies on the dollar. You're also opening up yourself to allow people to see what things you have. They're just going to be moved back into an empty house when they don't sell. Some of these things can be pretty enticing. And once again, you're selling off the good stuff and keeping the stuff that's going to cost you to remove. The big thing, Medicaid look back. If the decedent had been in a nursing home where Medicaid was covering the expenses, they will have filled out a value sheet based on furniture and the contents of the house they reported. As an executor, you don't want Medicaid coming after you because you sold the assets of the estate for less than what Medicaid thinks our appraised value are. It's hard enough to do this. You don't need that extra burden of Medicaid. So on top of the list of things you shouldn't do, what's the right answer? Well, there are estate clean out and estate liquidation companies that will put all the household items into lots and sell the entire contents for you. For example, if you have good china and regular kitchen dishes, no one wants the dishes, but they do want the china. Put them into a lot. The person who gets to buy the china has to take the other dishes at a profit, not a cost for the estate. I've personally worked with a company called Our Caring Hands on many estates. If you feel you'd like some free advice with them, just reach out. I'll put you in touch with them. No obligation, no charge. Look for their link in the comments below. This is Billy at RE/MAX. Thank you for watching, and check out my YouTube channel for other useful information.